Welcome everyone, I'm Justin Paperny coming to you today from a gorgeous day in Santa Monica. I'm about to squeeze in a nice long run, but before I do, I wanted to cover the subject of sentencing memorandum versus a personal narrative. And the idea for this video stems from a defendant reached out to me earlier today and he's like, dude, I'm so disappointed. I wanted to write this narrative as you talk about in your videos. I wanted to write this narrative and get it to the judge, and my lawyer told me no need to write the narrative. I'm going to turn in a sentencing memorandum. So he wanted clarity, and I figured if he had questions, maybe some of you preparing for sentencing have questions as well. So here it goes. The personal narrative, and I'm going to put up a link to a few case studies that we've produced to show the effectiveness of the personal narrative. The personal narrative is something that you produce as the defendant in your own words. It should articulate if there are victims that you identify with victims, that if you are remorseful, you articulate that remorse. Lessons learned, your plans moving forward. It's a document that you produce or write in the first person. That document should be sent to the probation officer for your probation interview. It will then augment the sentencing memorandum, which I'll get into in a moment. So let me be clear for every defendant or family member watching this on behalf of a loved one who may get sentenced. The personal narrative, in our opinion at White Collar Advice, is the most important thing a defendant can do outside of cooperation, pleading guilty, accepting responsibility, paying all the money back, because it comes from you in your own words. I cannot stress it enough. I should have brought a selfie stick. I'm holding this with my right hand, but this is totally random before I run. That's the personal narrative. You have got to produce it. The sentencing memorandum is also a big deal. The sentencing memorandum is a totally different document that your lawyer will produce. The sentencing memorandum is written in the third person from your lawyer. It's going to get into your background, the nature of the offense, that the guidelines are only that, guidelines, that if the government's demanding prison, why there's no need to send you to prison, why your conduct may be aberrational, and so on. I'll put up a link to access, I think, a very well-written sentencing memorandum, and I'll put up some bullet points in this video about what should be included, what should be included in a very well-written memorandum. But the main difference in this short video, if you take one takeaway, if you are told by your lawyer there is no need to write a narrative because he is writing a memorandum, you are off track. Your lawyer is paid to write the memorandum that articulates why you're worthy of leniency, and so on. Your narrative comes from you in your own words. Do not think that the memorandum is enough. I've attended 1,000 sentencing hearings and we've had a lot of wonderful clients. And again, I'm going to put up a link to some case studies that prove how the power of the narrative has kept some clients out of prison or ensured they get the shortest possible sanction. Never think for a moment that the memorandum is enough. In attending 1,000 sentencing hearings, I've learned you could have the best lawyer in America, and I hope you have a great lawyer. You have a court-appointed lawyer, you have a lawyer just out of law school. Again, I want you to have the best lawyer possible. In our experience, regardless of how great the lawyer is, it is your ability as a defendant to articulate what you've learned and why you will never return to another courtroom. It's got to come from you in the first person. If you can produce it, if you can write it, do it. If you'd like our team to help you with that project, we can. Whether we help you, you do it on your own or go elsewhere. I am conveying to you, persuading you as best I can with the skill set that I have. It is the most important thing you'll do as a defendant. So as I wrap up this less than 4-minute video from Santa Monica before I go for a very long run, the same run I did when I came home from prison, when I had much more time on my hands, don't think for a moment the sentencing memorandum is enough. Invest the time, 50, 100 hours, whatever it takes to produce that compelling first-person narrative. And of course, if you'd like our help, we're available. I'll put up our contact information. Thank you so much for watching this 4-minute video, and I look forward to returning soon with more valuable content. And of course, as my marketing team begs me to do, if you find value in this video, subscribe so you can continue to get notified. Thank you for letting us come into your home, and I'll return soon with more videos. Now off to run. Bye-bye.